Damon Clarke stood in the shadows of the bustling lobby, his sharp eyes scanning every corner of the office building he owned, but no one knew it yet. Dressed in a faded hoodie, denim jeans, and scuffed sneakers, he looked nothing like the powerful CEO of Clarke & Rowe Real Estate, a multi-million-dollar company with properties stretching across the East Coast. This wasn't a random visit. Damon had spent months hearing rumors, discrimination, unethical practices, clients mistreated, and employees overworked while managers bragged about cutting corners. Today, he was undercover. Before we continue, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell to get notified for more, and share this with your friends. Where are you watching from? Tell us in the comments. We love seeing how far our stories travel. Damon's mission was simple: walk in as a job seeker, observe without revealing his identity, and catch whoever was polluting the company culture he worked so hard to build. As he approached the reception desk, he was greeted with a smirk by the front desk manager, Lance. "You lost, bro," Lance said, leaning back with zero effort to hide his arrogance. "We don't take walk-ins for interviews. Try some staffing agency." "I was told there's an opening for a field agent," Damon replied, keeping his voice calm. Lance rolled his eyes. "Not your kind of job, trust me. But whatever, wait there." He walked away, chuckling with another staff member, whispering something that made both of them glance back at Damon and laugh. Instead of getting angry, Damon took a mental note. That was the first red flag. Minutes later, a loud woman named Sherry arrived, head of operations. Her energy reeked of entitlement. "So, you're the applicant? No resume, no appointment, and you think you'll work here?" she barked. "Fine, come along. We'll see how long you last." Damon followed her through the building. He saw the real estate agents cold-calling under pressure, others manipulating property listings to inflate prices, and even heard one staff member boasting about misleading a single mom into signing a rental contract with hidden fees. Damon's chest tightened. This wasn't how his company was meant to run. They arrived at a conference room where Sherry handed him a mock assignment. "Let's see if you can handle one client call without screwing up," she sneered, while chewing gum obnoxiously. He took the script, called a test number, and handled it with calm professionalism. Sherry frowned. Not bad, for someone dressed like a broke Uber driver," she muttered. The comment stung, not for the insult, but because of what it revealed: prejudice, arrogance, and a toxic work culture. Throughout the day, Damon quietly took notes. One employee, Candace, caught his attention. She treated clients with empathy, corrected unethical advice, and even helped a janitor who dropped his cleaning supplies. He smiled quietly. There was still hope. By evening, he'd seen enough. The next morning, Damon arrived in a black tailored suit, stepping out of a sleek Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon. The same Lance who had mocked him now stood frozen at the desk, eyes wide, mouth slightly open. "Good morning, sir." "Mr. Clarke," Lance stammered. Damon didn't respond. He walked straight to the conference room and called an emergency staff meeting. Everyone gathered, whispering, confused. Sherry strutted in last, completely unaware of what was coming. Damon stood at the front of the room, composed but firm. "Yesterday, I came in here as a stranger. Incognito. Not as your boss. Not as the man whose name is on every contract you handle." Murmurs erupted in the room. "I watched how you spoke to clients. I watched how you treated each other. And I saw things that disgusted me. I built this company to give people homes, not headaches. To provide jobs, not judgment. But instead, I found greed, mockery, and deceit." People's faces turned pale. He turned to Lance. "You judged me on my clothes, my skin, and my presence. You laughed at me before you knew my name. You're fired." Lance's jaw dropped. "But no explanation needed." "Pack your things," Damon said coldly. Then he faced Sherry. "You allowed unethical behavior to thrive. You encouraged it. You humiliated people who didn't look like you or talk like you. That ends now. You're done here." Sherry's face turned crimson. She stormed out in silence. Damon turned back to the room. "This is your wake-up call. If you're here just to make quick money, cut corners, or step on others to climb, there's the door. But if you're here to rebuild this company's heart, then stay." We've got work to do." The room was silent, heavy with the weight of reality. Later that day, Damon promoted Candace to regional supervisor. "People like you," he said, "are the future of this company." That night, the story went viral. Not because a CEO fired employees, but because a man of integrity stepped into the mess and cleaned it from within. Clients began returning. The company's name gained respect again. More importantly, the culture began to shift. Moral lesson. In a world where titles and appearances often cloud judgment, true character is revealed not by the suit you wear, but by how you treat those who can do nothing for you. Damon Clarke didn't just fire bad employees. He held up a mirror to a society quick to judge and slow to listen. This story reminds us all, fairness, humility, and honesty still matter.